I requested my daughter to let her expecting sibling take part in her wedding ceremony. She declined. As a result, I struck her across the face. Now she has completely removed me from her existence for good. Anna, who is 28 years old, and Lily, who is 25 years old, are my two offspring. From their childhood onward, they had grown in different ways. Anna was the self-reliant one who never needed repeated directions to finish any task. By comparison, Lily was more fragile. I don't say this with any scorn, but she began showing health problems and trouble fitting into school right around kindergarten. Whatever any parent would do, I did exactly that. I gave her extra time, affection, focus, and even financial help. What else was left for me to offer? When Anna was a teenager, she once voiced her unhappiness about it. She called it unfair and asked why Lily could borrow her cosmetics without permission, or why I bought fresh makeup for her from Sephora. Sisters should support each other, it was my usual reply. And that answer worked for some time. We covered their living costs and college fees while they studied. Anna was the first to become independent. Several years ago, she moved in with her partner. Both of them handle money wisely and hold steady jobs. But Lily still lives with us. She has faced problems with relationships, switched jobs many times, and hasn't fully settled down. We were all thrilled when Anna announced her engagement. Daniel, her fiancé, is a good man. 6 months later, a modest but elegant ceremony was arranged at a lovely vineyard upstate. We planned to give roughly $10,000, a meaningful yet symbolic part of the total cost. She covered the rest herself. You could see how joyful she was with every phone call and every trip to taste cakes or inspect locations. Lily asked to speak with me privately about 2 months before the wedding. She was trembling. She told me she was pregnant and that, to do things the right way, she and her boyfriend Ryan wanted to marry before the baby arrived. She said they had no plan, no savings, and no idea how to manage. She asked for my help. At first I wanted to say we didn't have enough left to keep supporting Anna, and that it simply wasn't possible. I couldn't stop thinking about it after she suggested, what if we use Anna's location just once? I didn't say out loud that I didn't want my grandchild born without marriage. I talked it over with my husband that evening. He looked at me as if he already knew what was coming. No, he answered. There would be trouble. He added, we could ask if they would agree to a combined ceremony. It wouldn't be that wild. I didn't reply. Instead, I went to bed. His voice was quiet, like someone offering an idea he knew was risky. Still, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Lily, the baby, and how Anna already had everything arranged, so perhaps, just this once, she could be flexible. We were only asking Anna to make space for us to share, not to postpone her event or disappear. Siblings do that kind of thing, don't they? I set up a brunch for the whole family. I carefully prepared the fresh fruit salad, mimosas, and Anna's favorite quiche. Even Lily tried to get ready, though it was obvious she was nervous. When Anna is excited about something, she always brings the catching energy. Pictures of the venue, her dress fitting, and the cake design covered her phone. I interrupted her as she kept talking, her voice full of happiness. I took her hand and told her I needed to share something important. I told them Lily was expecting. After a short pause, Anna smiled, congratulated her, gave her a hug, and promised she would help if needed. I said, this will be fine. Then I added, we want to ask you for something. Anna nodded, but her face tightened. I explained Lily's situation, including her wish to marry before the baby came and her money troubles. I asked whether her sister could use the venue for her own ceremony. Anna took a moment to absorb it and blinked. Slowly she said, "You want me to cancel my wedding?" No, just for your sister to get married that day in your place," I said. "You already have your life set. She's just starting, and the baby. We don't want him born outside of marriage." Lily's voice shook as she pleaded, "Please, Anna, not everything is about you. Everything works out for you. I need this." The silence hurt until she whispered, "No, I'm sorry. I can't." "No," Anna said again, staying calm. "It's not fair. I've planned this for 6 months. It's my wedding, something I've dreamed of my whole life. I can't just step aside." I tried to calm things down. I assured her that Lily would be thankful, that the child deserved better, and that she had to understand as the older sister. She answered, "I'm not doing it," and stood up. "And if you keep pushing this, I'd rather leave." But Lily stood before she could go. She shouted, "You're so selfish. You only think about yourself. You have everything. What does it cost you to help me for once?" I tried to soothe her. I reminded Anna that Lily had no one else and that we couldn't afford another wedding. "Dad is giving 30% of your wedding budget, so I have a right to it too," Lily yelled. As though slapped, Anna's mouth dropped open. She said, "All right? You think you have any claim to my wedding?" before walking out with one last hurt look. We sat there. The air felt thick with tension. Lily was crying. This shouldn't have happened this way, was all I could think. Yet there was still a path, a more reasonable choice. Perhaps she could share if she couldn't give it up entirely. That idea sounded fair and sensible. We only wanted to enjoy her wedding as sisters and family, not ask her to surrender it. How hard could that be? When I suggested we speak with Anna again, my husband gave me a worried look. He warned that we might have gone too far and that we were pressing her too much. But when Lily looked at me with those begging eyes every day, as though everything depended on me, I couldn't stop. So I made lunch again. I told Anna we only wanted to talk and that we wanted to apologize, but we weren't going to force her to cancel the wedding. Anna arrived with a tight smile. We didn't speak much while eating. Nothing more than a few polite words were said. I finished by saying we were sorry, that we understood her view, and that we wanted to make things clear. I brought up the new suggestion as soon as she accepted the apology. "So, what would you think about sharing the wedding with your sister?" Anna looked at me as if she didn't understand. "What do you mean, share? On the same day, at the same event, you would get married, you first, Lily second, or the other way around. It isn't that hard. We simply adjust a few schedules, and we can even change everyone's honeymoon bookings. We would figure it out." "Mom, are you serious?" "Yes, it's for your sister. She's sensitive, you know, and your nephew is on the way. We thought it would be nice, a moment to bring you two together." She put her cutlery down. "Mom, we already have everything ready. Every minute, every vendor, every reservation. It's not as easy as you think. And besides, it's my wedding, not a group event." Lily broke her silence. "See, I told you she wouldn't even agree to this. She doesn't care about anyone but herself." I tried again to calm her. I explained it was only a suggestion and there was no need to argue, adding that Anna could at least help by making a few changes. I even offered to delay the date a little if it would make planning easier. Anna stood up then, clearly hurt. "You really thought I would accept this? That I would give you my wedding because you say so? You know what this has cost me, what it means to me." Lily screamed and cut her off. Everything costs you. It's always about you. You don't know what it's like to start from scratch. Anna looked straight at me. And you, Mom? Did you ever think about what I want? Or do I just have to watch you choose Lily every single time? I didn't think. It was a desperate reaction, an impulse. I slapped her. The silence afterward was complete, yet the slap itself wasn't hard. Anna's face showed deep disappointment rather than anger or tears. I won't do it, she said quietly. And if you still think you can come to my wedding after this, go ahead. But my sister is not invited, not even as a guest. She then left. Lily was in tears. My husband was stunned. And all I could do was hope she would reconsider, that there was still time. Because after all, what daughter could possibly exclude her own mother? It would be unkind, stubborn, and heartless of anyone to deny their own mother access to such a big occasion. I held on to that. I told myself that although Anna was upset, she would eventually get past it. That she was furious when she said it. That she would be expecting us there. She secretly hoped to see us. So nothing was cancelled. For Lily, we had a new outfit made that was elegant yet understated. She needed to look presentable, even if she wouldn't be the bride. My husband didn't say yes or no as he quietly watched us. His answer to my question about his plans was simply, "They're not going to stop me from seeing my daughter get married." We all got dressed on the wedding day. As though it were an unquestionable ticket, I held on to the invitation. To show her that everything could be worked out, we came early and were ready to take our seats. However, the security guard stopped us at the vineyard entrance. "Names, please." We gave them. "I'm sorry, you're not on the list." With a shaky laugh, I showed him the invitation. "We're the parents of the bride." After checking a tablet, the guard looked inside before turning back to us. She was very clear. "You and your daughter are not allowed to enter." With a frown, my husband pulled out his phone and called Anna. She appeared a few minutes later, looking beautiful and perfect in white, but with icy eyes. She declared, "I'm not letting you in." My husband started to ask, "What are you saying? You're going to leave us out here?" "Yes. I don't want you to ruin my day. You already tried once. I don't want to share my wedding, and I don't want to see you here." "Not Mom, not Lily." In reply he said, "But we put money down. 30% of the budget was our $10,000. Anna answered, "So what? You want it back? Fine, I'll pay you back. But I'm not going to let this happen again. This day is mine. I don't want blackmail. I don't want scenes." Lily let out a scream. "So you ruin everything. You can never do anything for me." She tried to push past as she ran toward her. The guard stopped her. The guests turned. Many took out their phones, some recording. Like a swarm of judging bees, the murmur grew into a loud hum. My husband stepped in, pulled us to the car, and moved us aside. Lily was crying. I yelled that she couldn't treat us that way and that it wasn't fair. Before closing the venue door, Anna said, "And you, Mom. As of today, forget about the money I sent you every month to help with bills. It's over." I yelled, "You can't do that. You're so selfish. Say what you want, but you brought this entirely on yourself." Then she vanished. Without a word, my husband started the car. He locked himself in his study when we returned home, leaving me in the dining room with my wrinkled dress, my makeup ruined, and the awful knowledge that my daughter had erased me. The next day I felt that way, as though Anna had taken a marker and, without hesitation, crossed my name out of her life. I woke up in a house I had never known before. My husband didn't even look at me, let alone speak to me. Lily stayed in her room. The silence weighed as heavy as concrete. I had no idea what to do. Then, out of habit, I was scrolling through my phone when I saw the message. A Facebook group notice from my neighborhood. A video link with the question, "Did you guys see this?" It lasted just 2 minutes. I knew what it was without watching it. Still, I watched it. We were caught on a shaky but merciless phone as we arrived at the venue. Me yelling, Lily trying to attack her sister, the security stepping in, and Anna's cold stare. With the headline, "Toxic Mom Tries to Crash Daughter's Wedding to Force a Second Bride," someone had posted it to TikTok. Furthermore, it had gone viral. Thousands of likes. There were thousands of comments. The comments included reaction videos, memes, and even a Reddit thread with screenshots and theories, such as, "What a horrible family. The other sister seems like a sociopath. Anna is a queen for keeping her composure." As if we were simply another episode of a dramatic reality show, they were analyzing my life and my choices. I went in search of Lily. Her legs were drawn up to her chest as she sat on the floor of her bedroom, staring blankly. I sat next to her and talked to her. She remained silent. After an hour, someone knocked on the door. It was her boyfriend, Ryan. With hope, I let him in. I believed he had come to reassure her that everything would be all right. However, he hadn't. He looked at Lily and then at me while he stood in the middle of the hallway. He spoke in a firm, controlled tone. "Did you really think that would work?" Lily stared at him in confusion. I knew it was crazy. That's why I didn't go. I thought it would be another tantrum. But you did it. You tried to crash your sister's wedding. You've become a public laughingstock. What kind of mother does that? What kind of fiancé? Lily broke down in tears. She told him she was desperate and that she did it for them and the baby because she didn't want to lose him. He shook his head. "I'll take care of the child. I won't leave you alone with that. But I don't want to marry you. I don't want to build a family on manipulation and shame. I'm not that kind of man. And you're not the woman I thought I knew." He didn't turn around. Lily didn't call for him or scream. As if she already knew it was going to happen, she simply let him go. Then she collapsed. Later I found her seated on the floor in the shower, the water running continuously over her fully clothed body. She was whispering something I couldn't understand. She pushed me away when I knelt down to give her a hug. "You ruined everything." That statement cut me like a knife. I tried to defend myself by saying I was simply trying to help and that my actions were driven by love. However, I no longer even believed my own words. My husband called me into his study that evening. He closed the door. His words were final, but he didn't shout. "If you interfere in Anna's life again, if you make one more move, I'm filing for divorce. And this time it won't be a threat, it will be a decision." I was at a loss for words. I nodded because I was exhausted, not because I agreed. He hasn't talked about the wedding, touched me, or slept in our bed since. As though silence is a stronger punishment than words. And I'm left here, watching Lily disappear into the night, thinking about Anna, who is still on her honeymoon. Smiling in pictures while everyone applauds her for standing up for her marriage and her dignity, and wondering whether I was the one who went too far at some point during this whole ordeal. For days I've been thinking the same thing. When did I cross the line? Was it when I asked Anna to postpone her wedding? I raised my hand and struck her for the first time since she was a child when I demanded that she share it. Or was it earlier, when I unconsciously decided that one daughter needed more help than the other? Although the house is quiet, it is not peaceful. I hardly breathe the same air as my husband. Since the night he told me it was enough, he hasn't given me a glance. I'm not sure if he's forgiven me, if he's simply waiting for the perfect moment to leave. As if I don't exist, I watch him go about his day, sip his coffee, and head off to work. In my own house, I've become a ghost. Lily has also changed. She hasn't taken a shower in 2 days, hardly speaks, and hasn't left the house since Ryan left her. Her cheeks are hollow and her eyes are sunken. There are moments when I hear her mumbling to the unborn child. At times she simply lies in bed and stares at the ceiling. One night I tried to get close to her. I wanted to touch her hair and handed her tea. Without looking at me, she said, "Stop looking at me like that. Like you're the victim. You pushed me into this." I was at a loss for words because perhaps she was right. Anna has not phoned or written. I'm not sure if she thinks of me. I don't think so. She told me to forget her and that she had erased me when I last saw her, wearing a white dress. I'm still missing her. I've written at least 5 emails that I've since deleted. I tried to explain in each one that I didn't know how to handle it, that I did it out of love, and that I wanted to support her sister. I never sent them though because every attempt sounded like an excuse, like more manipulation. The video is still going viral. They now say an interview will be featured on a local entertainment news program. Someone got in touch with a guest. They are calling it the botched double wedding drama. As though I were a cartoon character, a villain from a soap opera, they call me the poisonous mother. Perhaps I am. Perhaps I simply didn't realize it until it was too late, but I always was. I've begun speaking softly to myself. I ask myself questions that no one can answer. Did I treat Anna unfairly? Did I become partial because I felt sorry for one daughter? Did I genuinely want to protect Lily for her sake, or was it only to avoid feeling like a bad mother? I no longer have any certainty. All that is clear is that I lost something that cannot be replaced: my husband, my daughters, my reputation, and myself. And now I'm here, writing this, not because I think I deserve sympathy or expect to be saved, but because, despite everything, I still find myself wondering,